Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Roadmap. We're live from Chicago. At the Chicago CEO Mastermind. We've got about 40 or 50 people at that event. And every last one of them, and that was Floyd you heard barking, every last one of them takes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 listings a week. So I'm going to learn a lot because I'll be wandering around talking to them and asking them questions as we all need to improve and get stronger in what we do. So every week, every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Eastern, or whatever time it is where you are, we bring a guest who is doing that, taking 2, 3, 4, 5 listings. You can practice the copycat principle and do what they do. Take a lot of notes today, ask questions while they're on this call, and learn a lot. Build a great listing business. My co-host, Carly Hathaway from San Diego, sells a lot of real estate there. And our guest today will be introducing in about 6-7 minutes. But that's good. So welcome, everybody. So Carly, by the way, my co-host, if you have referrals for San Diego, what's your website, Carly?
CarlyHathaway.com. Please feel free to refer any San Diego people to me. Love to help them out.
Great, that sounds fantastic. So one of the things I'd like to put out the Vulcan7 challenge again. We haven't talked about that in a while. This is season 1, episode 3, and the Vulcan7 challenge. If you take the Vulcan7 challenge, your income will go up exponentially. If you're at $100,000 a year now, it's $4 or $5 or $6 or $800,000 now. If you are at, you're going to have to hit mute, Aaron, for the moment. Okay, so if you'll hit your mute button, that'll help because you keep popping in and out. So, but we want to see you in a few minutes. So, so the Vulcan7 challenge is what you do is you every 4 weeks. Some people do it in a 6-week period, but every 4 weeks. Now, you're going to have to forgo going to Starbucks. You're going to do your coffee at home. You're going to do a few things because it's going to cost you $600 to $800 a month to do this. But what you do is you get on an airplane once a month or drive 4 or 5 hours to a nearby market, and you shadow someone who is doing what you want to do. Maybe they're taking 2 listings a week. Maybe they've built a fabulous business. They're doing what you want to do. 98% of the time, if you call them, they will say, yes, come shadow me. You're not in my market. I would love to show you what I do. Go do that once a month. And then what happens, folks? You're gone for just over 24 hours. You fly there that afternoon. You have dinner with them. The next morning, you meet them at their office early, follow them through the day, take a lot of notes, go to lunch with them, and then fly or drive back home. And do that. If you did it every month, that's 12 people that become your friend that are making $600, $800, $1.2 million, $2 million, $3 million. Look at the power of that, Carly. If they took the Vulcan7 challenge, how can't you win? Remember that show, Carly, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
Well, that was like a one-time thing.
Right.
Yes, it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire every year, make $1 million every year, make $1 million every year. Because that's what would happen here. If they take the Vulcan7 challenge, and maybe you want to take Vulcan7 challenge light, do it every 6 weeks, 8 times a year. You're going to have 8 powerful friends. You can't help it. If you go and you shadow and you watch somebody do that, you will do it. And you'll do it so much faster than you would if you didn't do that. Take the challenge, folks. Take the challenge. So this is episode 3. We're learning a lot. And what we know is we have to have people on this show that are doing that level of business. They're working 5 days a week. They take 6 to 8 weeks vacation a year. They work a nice, easy, but very structured, very organized day. And they're doing 100, 150 transactions a year and up. So that's what we're going for, and that's what this show is about. And your questions are very important. So think of what you want to ask our guest or any of us in this process, because that's what this is about. Any thoughts, Carly?
Not so far. I'm just excited to get started. I think the challenge is such a great idea, like building new friends and just copying what they do. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. So I think it's a great idea, and I think everyone should, give it a shot.
A friend of mine, he had built this great business in Virginia for many years, and then his son was getting to the age where he said, Dad, I think I want to sell real estate. And so what he did is he said, okay, great. So I want you to be successful and successful quickly. So he flew to Pennsylvania and worked out of a real estate office, a real top agent, for a month, doing what that agent did, but he was making phone calls and doing lead generation from that market back to his market. And then he had to go down to Florida for the next month and shadow another top agent. Now he's somewhere on the West Coast shadowing another one. He's going to be doing that for the next 12 months. What's it going to be like at the end of 12 months? What's 12 months in your life? Just 12 months that you do that. In his case, he's doing it full time. But if you did it just for one day a month, the impact would be so huge. Our belief system when we see somebody do it is so much higher than hearing it on stage or even watching this broadcast, although it helps. When you see somebody doing it right in front of you, and one of the things we're going to do is we're going to have people that are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 80s, 120-year-olds. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
Black, white, male, female, everything. My plan is I've got a 28-year-old that does about 150 transactions that I'd like to have back again. I've interviewed her before. She, in her senior year in high school, she sold 63 homes, but she just did what Dad did. So she had the model. She knew exactly what to do. So it'll be fun to have her on. She does 150 transactions a year, working 5 days a week. It'll be fun to have her on. And that would get people irritated to the point that they're like, if she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
If you have a good mix of people, especially if they're newer on the planet and they're already doing it, and you're like, golly, I got a little catching up to do. So, see what happens. So I wanted to introduce our guest. We've had him before on some of our other shows. One of the things he does is sort of like part-time. He has this fabulous business. He makes all this money, and then he's doing all these other things. He's out having a lot of fun. He also coaches agents and helps them do what he does. So he's a big give-back guy. He's in a market kind of like yours, Carly, where one sale is equivalent of like 3 sales in the rest of the country. So takes a couple listings a week, and he's up in Westchester, White Plains, all up that way. Please give a warm welcome to Aaron Wittenstein.
Aaron.
I feel like I need to clap for myself or something. What's up, Carly? I don't think we've ever met. Nice to informally meet you. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Big hugs. We hug. There we go. Oh, yeah. Ren, what's up, man? How are you?
Good to see you. Aaron came and spoke to several real estate agents here in Cincinnati. We invited him down, and a lot of people were excited to see him, so we filled the room, and he just basically outlined his business. And a lot of people, because of that, Aaron, there are a lot of people that really are on a new trajectory. So this will be a lot of fun today.
Thank you.
So I'm excited to have you here and pick your brain. And who knows where this will go, because we learn a lot each time.
Weird place. My brain is a weird place today, so just be prepared.
There we go. So we'll have a lot of fun. So let's jump in, because when you're doing what you're supposed to do, you take a couple listings with ease, but your commission checks are what, 12, 15, 18,000?
Yeah, give or take. I mean, keep in mind that I'm in I do less transactions. I was an agent in Illinois for 12 years, okay, to run a decent business. And I moved to New York 4 years ago, rebuilt my entire business. Everybody looks at me and say your price range may be $500,000-$700,000. But the difference is that my deals are the equivalent of doing 2 to 3 deals. So I may do about 25 million, average a $500,000, whatever that comes out to be. But the workload that I put in is equivalent to double, because attorneys suck. Okay. I'll sell every deal, not all of them, just like 80% of them. But, so, I mean, I'll do it, but the majority of homes that I sell, I need to sell twice. So, it's all relative, because keep in mind, it's not where you work and what you make is all relative across the country. For some people, I was in Illinois, I did a $200,000 deal. I could do 3 to 4 of them. It would take me the same amount of time to sell 1-800. So it's all relative wherever you go.
Got it.
Gotcha. Well, now you do all this give back, and I was just thinking, I wrote down something. I was sitting there thinking, what do we talk about today? If you see agents going down the wrong road.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds so good. You see agents going down the wrong road all the time. What are the mistakes that they make? That if you had to make a list of 5 things they do that they shouldn't do.
There's 2 things that pop into my mind. Number one is it's time management and mindset. Those are the 2 things that people really fail at, is because they don't do what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it. And they have this mindset of lack, of scarcity, of I'm not good enough. What if I suck? It's the judgmental talk that you do to yourself where it comes. And then, like, for example, today, like what today looked like for me, it was take my son to school day. I wouldn't have missed that for the world. Okay. I don't miss that stuff. I refuse to miss it, but I got in and my day is totally off because I'm not sticking to my exact schedule. All right. But what you're saying about working is, I get in the office at 7:45. I'm home between 4 and 5 every day. I don't work Sundays. I work Saturdays by appointment only. It's me right now on the team and this beautiful person behind me. Priscilla, you want to say hi? She's the better looking version of the team. And, we have a VA. So it's the 3 of us. And we're doing this year, we'll do 25 million. So, but it's all up here. And
so when you say you kind of get off in the mornings, like today you're a little bit off, so you have a very regimented morning routine.
Extremely.
Can you do that with us?
What's that?
Can you go through your morning routine?
Of course, yeah. How crazy do you want it to be?
Crazy.
I wake up at 5. My alarm goes off at 5. My wife yells at me at 5. It will 1 for the alarm going off. I go I'm working on getting it towards this. Okay, I'll tell you what it is, and I'm working on getting it towards it. So I wake up at 5. I go in. I'll leave that 15 minutes to your imagination of what happens. I will go upstairs. What I'm working on is a little bit of meditation. Haven't gotten towards it yet, but I'm trying for. I write out 3 things that I'm grateful for, 3 things that I'm going to be intentional for the day. When I write intentionality, and I'm sorry if I'm talking so fast, let me slow it down. The intentionality is to be able to just 3 things that no matter what, if I do these things for the day, I've had a successful day. Then typically I'm there at about 5:30. Have a cup of coffee. I steam my milk up because I like it steamed. I like steamed milk. I sit down. I clear my email box out. Is one of the first things I do is I clear out my email box. I get it down to the important stuff. I get anything out of the way that I want to get done. Like, for example, my expired mastery course today, I was working on that first thing just to make sure I had my I's dotted, T's crossed. 6:30. I have my gym in my garage. I work out for 30 minutes, give or take. Then I go take a shower. I let the dogs out. I feed the dogs. I got 3 small children. I've got a 5, almost 6-year-old and 2.5-year-old twins.
Oh
God. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's crazy. I haven't slept in 3 years. I had hair at some point.
All right.
I kiss them. I'm out the door. I'm in the office by 7:45. I'm on the phone calling those brand new expires at 7:58. And that's what my day typically looks like.
Can I interrupt? Do you
course.
have a goal of how many people you want to reach on the phone in your morning calls?
Nope. I call for my goal is to do 2 hours of brand new lead generation and 1 hour lead follow-up. And because I can't control the amount of people that answer the phone, I can only control the time that I'm committing to actually do the activity.
That's smart. Okay.
Because when you do that, it's like you want to set yourself up for success. And the thing is that if I say I want to talk to 5 people, otherwise it's not a successful day, what if only 1 person answers the phone?
Right.
Then you failed. But if I say I'm going to call for 2 hours and expected within 2 hours I should get 4 legit contacts, that's good. But if I don't, I at least made the effort. So no matter what, it's 2 hours worth of lead gen first thing in the morning. I used to do 3, but I've got so much other stuff going on. I just can't do 3 right now because I've got enough business coming from elsewhere.
Okay. And what time do you think is the best time to start calling and why?
The first thing in the morning, like
Okay, so
8 o'clock, because right now, especially with expireds, you got to be the first one. If you're not the first one, I wait till 30 days from now.
Okay.
I call them right off the bat. So like my typical phone calls look like brand new expireds, brand new FSBOs. I've been having a lot more success with FSBOs lately, so I do FSBOs, then I do 30 to 60 day expireds.
Okay. Good.
That's my day. That's my morning.
Awesome.
And are you off the cuff or is it scripted?
All my stuff is scripted. I mean, I've got a script that I utilize. I mean, I know I've told you before. I teach this stuff. I teach my scripts because I use scripts that nobody else uses other than the people that I've taught them to, that are totally different than what people are utilizing, and they work out really, really well, and I've had a lot of success. I've written them on my own.
Fantastic. So, and why, what's so important about scripts and dialogues? Because and here's where I'm going with this. You've got a lot of people listening right now that go, oh, I would never use a script. Oh, I'd never use a script. And I'd like to hear your story on that.
Yeah, I mean, people don't want to use a script because they sound scripted. The thing is about scripting is that you're going to suck in the beginning. You're not going to be very good at all. And you got to start somewhere. And why wing it? Winging it doesn't work. Winging it does not work. You need a plan. So there's nothing wrong with, because what's going to happen is you're going to start utilizing these scripts and you're going to say, this one sucks. This one doesn't feel like me. This one doesn't. This one kind of feels like me. Oh, wait a second. This one makes sense if I combine it with this one. So you wind up making your own scripts by using others because you need a roadmap on what to do. I mean, you just really need that roadmap. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up. I remember my first expired call I ever made. Hi. This is Aaron. Do you want to list your house with me? Like that was and now I'm like, hi, this is Aaron. I'm a local realtor. You're probably fully aware your property's on the market. Just came off. It looks like a nice 3-bedroom, 4-bath, 2.5 bathroom, 2,500 square feet. I'm just trying to figure out how in the world did that place not sell? So I could say my script up and down, left, right, top to bottom in my sleep. So
would it be fair to say that a script, once you've got it to where you've internalized it, is going to get a better result than winging? Because there are people that believe that winging it is a better result.
No.
It's a thought. I don't think it's a good thought.
How can I be nice?
We know it's been proven that scripts carry the day.
All I want to say is put 2 people up, one that scripts and one that doesn't, and tell me how successful they are.
There you go. I agree
too. So after you do your morning calls, your expired and your FSBOs, you said you do about an hour of follow-up calls. Can you talk to us about that?
That's done at some point during the day when I'm able to allot an hour. So what I try and do is I look at my calendar that evening before I go to bed, and I try and figure out when can I fit in an hour of lead follow-up.
Okay. All right. Good.
Great.
Let's see what else. So let me ask you this: do you do a lot of do you track your numbers? No. Okay.
I for all you guys that know the disc personality profile, my C is like a -37. So my coach Andy, he yells at me because I don't track my numbers. I track my hours.
But you should. Is that what you're saying? Because Andy said you should, and you push back, say, I don't want to.
Oh, everybody! I know I should. I just don't do it because I'm a bad person.
Brussels sprouts
You're
one
bad
day.
person.
I'm a bad person. So I just know
I need to eat those Brussels. Where performance is measured, performance is gained.
It's on my list.
Track those numbers.
It's on my list. All I got to do is as long as I tell my wife to make me do it, I'm sure it'll get done.
There you go.
Well, while we're on the topic of mindset,
yeah,
because some people come in, they get excited. They're going to watch this. They're going to be excited. They're going to come in tomorrow and they're going to do it. And the next day they're going to do it. And then the day after that, they're going to be like, this little voice is sitting on their shoulder going, I don't want to. How do you do that? How do you work with that so that you have that consistency?
Well, you got to know your big why on why you do what you do. Okay. I'm not in the mood to start crying right now, but it has to do with my children. Okay. Because Ren knows it when I start explaining that, because I've had a lot of trouble with that lately. Well, I know Ren, so I can kind of explain this. I know we talked about this a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, please.
Is that, what language I should probably not use 4-letter words, right?
That's helpful.
I'm going to stay away from 4-letter words. We're all messed up. It's a question on what level of messed up we are. Okay. For me, I'm messed up. Like you wouldn't really notice it, but 2 years ago, I got diagnosed with bipolar 2. What that is it's when you're bipolar, you're very up and down and up and down, and you go from like these things where you'll go out and spend thousands upon thousands of dollars and you'll just crash. I don't have that. What happens to me is I'll get in these like manic states where I will come up with like the coolest ideas in the entire world. But I also feel like I'm going to jump out of my skin, which is where I'm at right now, if you can't tell. Then what'll happen is you'll crash, and you'll crash very hard, and you'll wind up getting in a depressed state. And that's something that I suffer with on a daily basis, where it's very difficult for me to be able to come in and do what I need to do, yet I do it because I have a reason to do it. Like if I show you guys, sorry, like if I'm like, is if I, and like with my kids, like if I showed you my kids, like the reason I wake up, I look at them, I see them, and it's so hard for me to not do it because I'm doing it for a better, like a greater good, if you will, that I struggle with this every day. And I find it to be unacceptable for people not to be able to do it, because it's just, if I can do it, when this was about a month ago, I couldn't get out of bed for like 3 weeks, but I still managed to be able to come in. And this happened last year too. I still managed to come in and get done my lead generation because I knew that I've got people that are depending on me. I've got Priscilla over here, you know, she knows I love her to death. If I don't come in and do my job, she can't feed her child. And that's important to me. I can't feed my children. You know, that's important to me. I can't take care of my family. And that's something that I suffer with. Like I said, we're all messed up. I just know what I'm messed up with. And the nice part about it is that the schedule that I have really helps me regulate it. But it's those days where that talk up here that you were talking about before really kind of, you just got to tell it to shut up. And you got to figure out a way to silence it, and just activity, because activity begets activity. And, you know, like they say, idle hands, or what do they say? Idle hands are the devil's play place, or something like that. That the more you sit and you don't do anything and you let the inactivity take over is when it just continues on. So the way that I look at it is, if I can do it, like right now, yesterday, I was jumping out of my skin. I couldn't sit down, but I still managed to get in 2 hours of lead gen, because it's that important. I still managed to get a day. I had to take a break in between, but I managed to get it done. You know, today I had my expired mastery course. I did not want to teach people anything today, but they paid me good money to be there. And it's my job and my duty and my obligation to stick with what I committed to. And it's just trying to, you know, I'm trying to figure out everything I can. I see a shrink, I see a therapist. I do everything that I can to better myself. I exercise to better myself so I can be more there and more present and be better to myself. So I hope that kind of answers the question. I don't know how in depth you're expecting me to get there.
If I'm clear, if I'm getting a good read, your strongest anchor against all the other talk is your kids.
Yep.
Okay. And Priscilla. Yep. And all the people you've committed to, because you do a lot of give back with agents to help them get this thing figured out. So yep. All of those people are counting on you, yep. The kids especially, and everybody's counting on you. So you have to show up, even on the days. So would we call that when we look at that, that's accountability. Yep. And any way you can surround yourself with accountability partners, your kids, your spouse. I know people have put, you know, that says now if have a little chart on the at home and the kids follow along. If Dad takes 8 listings this month, we're going on vacation. We're going to Disneyland next month. Things like that. You know, we have to create that, because there can be too many days where we don't feel like it, and there's no accountability around to make that happen.
But see, I've done it so much where, number one, I don't have the luxury of not doing it. But number two, it's ingrained in my body right now, where if I don't do it, it doesn't feel. I could go yesterday. Mm-hmm. Last month we took, for me, in my market, taking 8 listings is really good. Okay. Like nobody does that in my market, to take 8 listings in a month. It's not done. I took 8 listings in a month. Yes. I sold 7 of them this month. I've only taken 2 listings this month. But it still doesn't feel like enough, which is the hard part on me because I'm very hard on myself. It's like it's never good enough because it's ingrained in me to get up, do what I need to do. Otherwise, I feel – and the part about I hate about the big why is that it comes from a place of pain and it comes from a place of anger where it's like my purpose here is to come in and help the ones that I love.
Perfect.
That's my purpose. My purpose is to help the ones that I love, and there's no way that I'm letting them down.
That's a win-win. So we have to figure out, everybody has to get some sort of a big why. They have to get their accountability in place. They have to have their reasons for doing this, or there could be too many. It's sort of like you go to the gym. If you go by yourself, you might miss a few days unless somebody is there that you agreed to meet at the gym. Somebody's standing there at 6 a.m. waiting for you. You'll be there on those days. It's somebody else. So everybody on this call that wants to get this thing figured out, set up that accountability. You have no kids, you have no spouse, you're going to have to set up some type of accountability to make this happen, or there'll be too many days where you tell yourself a story and then it doesn't happen.
Here's the thing, though, is that the people, like if you got someone on here who's young, I mean, Carly, I don't know how you look like you're a little, you look younger than I am, but you know what I mean? I don't know. Do you have any kids?
No kids. I'm 34.
Okay, but the thing is that, you know, is that you're working for something greater down the road. Yeah. Is that if I would have looked back when I was 21 years old and first licensed, is that I cheated myself. I cheated myself because I'm in a position right now where I need to sit on the phone for 2 hours a day until I find those right people because I didn't do the work I needed. I should be a multimillionaire right now. I should be, but I'm not because I didn't do the work that I needed to do because I didn't think that I had that accountability. The accountability comes from here. It has to start here. The drive has to start here. The passion has to start right here. Otherwise, the other ones that's just, even if I did, like, that just helped me realize it, but it starts here. I don't know.
It does. There are questions people want to hear expired scripts, but really we'll go into a couple full scripts here shortly. The mindset piece that he's talking about right here, folks, this is the bigger piece. This is the bigger piece because what happens is somebody will take 8 things and then the next month they're so busy servicing them and all the pendings, they stop taking more listings. The mindset will keep you going because the more listings you take, the more business you do, the harder it is to keep going and getting more because you've got this huge number of active and pending listings and closings coming up and you've got all these things coming at you. So the mindset piece is the driving force that you've got to have in there. Otherwise, you're going to tell yourself that story. You're going to say, well, I've got 32 active and pending listings. I've never had that before. I can take a week off and just work them. No, you can't. You can't. You've got to have that accountability. You've got to have the mindset. We can have all the scripts all day long, but the mindset is also the passion. Notice his passion. Notice Aaron's. When he's talking to an expired, it's not the words of the script. It's the passion they feel when he says them. They're like, I think we should meet. Come over. They don't know what it is, but they know this person. They feel his intensity. They feel, you can feel it on this call. This is not, that we're not watching paint dry here, folks.
Right.
Everybody wants to hear the sexy stuff. The sexy stuff is scripting. Scripts don't matter if you're not going to actually pick up the phone and do it. And if you don't have the reason to do it and why you're doing it, what's the reason of doing it in the first place? Because you're going to do a half-ass job. This is New York attitude. That's why I'm swearing. Swearing's second nature. It's like we speak 3 languages. We speak English, we speak swearing, and we speak sarcasm here. So, but we will definitely talk about scripts. I just think that is the least important. You can sit there. I can give you my script. You can read it, and you will get good at it. It's just everything else that comes between the ears is the stuff that people don't take enough effort and focus in on. That's why, I focus, we're talking about the Expired Mastery course. With that, I focus so much on mindset because it's so important. Mindset is so, I can't begin to tell you how important mindset and time management is. It's just, it means everything.
It does. It carries the day. That's the big piece. Good. What else should we be covering here? There are people here. They want to get to where you are.
It's an easy flight to New York. Then you can be exactly where I'm at.
All right, so everybody go shadow Aaron. Fly to Westchester.
We have a direct airport you can fly into, Westchester County Airport, that is 15 minutes from where I live. There's a Crown Plaza right down the street from my office. There's a Morton's if we want to eat there. We get some killer sushi, whatever you want. We'll hang out, drink some sake, and have a good time.
Do you have a headset they can wear too, or do they need to bring their own? They should probably bring their own.
Well, I don't use the headset. I can hop on speakerphone, so I just use this for interviews and stuff. So.
Gotcha. I mean, when they're making their calls too.
Oh yeah, no, I got a whole station over here they could use. So whole station.
Okay, good.
Let me ask you this. So you only have 3 people total on your team.
Yeah.
So how do you handle buyers?
I don't work with buyers.
Okay, so what about, obviously you're selling someone's home, they don't have anywhere to go. What do you do?
I refer them out to agents here because the biggest problem I'm having in my growth trajectory right now is that I can't find additional talent because it's very hard to find people in general, and I could have people that are average. I don't want average. I'm building a $100 million producing team. It's going to be 14 people deep, and the person that I'm hiring right now is the person that I'm grooming to become my sales manager. That's the person I'm looking for, and I'm not settling because what winds up happening is that I remember, Ren, Tim Heil is, I went to his training, and he said A+ people don't need to be trained. I'm not looking for B talent. I'm looking for A talent. That's it. And I've yet to have that right person. And I don't remember the exact saying off the top of my head, but it was, the crux of it is do your thing, be yourself. The right person will find you. And that's what I am banking on actually happening here soon. So fingers from your mouth to God's ears. So unless Carly, you want to come to New York, we can work together.
Maybe it could work.
I could use some looks in my business. So
I don't know if I can handle the cold, to be honest with you.
We're gonna have a tropical storm or something. I don't even know. Jose's coming to visit us, from what I understand. The tropical storm, Jose. So,
the San Diegoans are wearing scarves and sweaters when it's 65 degrees.
Oh, you guys are crazy.
Yeah.
So why don't we do a couple scripts?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? FSBO expired. What do you want to do? Colorado recent sale. What?
Asking for expired on here.
Yeah, we could definitely do an expired script. Ring, ring.
Carly, why don't you be the seller, Carly?
All right. Hello.
Oh, hi. I'm looking for the owner of 123 Smith Street.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, hi. My name is Aaron. I'm the local realtor. As you're probably fully aware, it looks like your property came off the market. I'm just trying to figure out how in the world did that place not sell?
I have no idea. My home is amazing.
Sure. Well, let me ask you this. If you had to pinpoint one thing, what do you think happened?
I really, truly have no idea.
Okay, so you have absolutely no clue why your home didn't sell.
I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's overpriced. I don't think it is. I think it's perfectly priced, and it's a beautiful home, and I don't know.
Sure. Now, are you vacant, or is the house vacant, or are you currently living in it?
I live in it.
You live in it right now? Okay, gotcha. So let me ask you, in a perfect world, if the home had sold, when did you want to be in the new home buy?
I mean, right away.
Right away. Got it. Okay. So what my team does, we actually specialize in selling homes that are on the market for extended periods of time without selling. I've taken listings that are on the market as long as 1,039 days and flipped around in 29. How can I help you?
Well, how come you can do that and my other agent couldn't?
Oh, because I'm really good at my job.
Yeah, but so is my agent, or so I thought. I don't know.
Sure. Well, I mean, here's the thing, is that selling an expired listing is a really different animal. It looks like you had the property on the market for what, 331 days?
Yeah, about that.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I mean, just off the top of my head right now, I'm looking at 2 things that really stick out at me on the property. I'd love to stop by and share the rest with you.
Okay.
What works better for you, late morning, early afternoon, Saturday?
Early afternoon. Let's do it.
You're too easy.
That's too easy? No, I don't want you to come to my house. It couldn't get sold in 300 days. Like, what can you do differently? I don't get it.
I can sell your house.
Huh.
No, here's the thing, is that, when you look at an expired listing like yours, for example, okay, is that there's many different reasons that the home didn't sell. Right off the bat, from what I'm looking at right here, did you have a professional photographer come take photos?
I don't really know. I wasn't there for that part, but
Okay.
when they sent me the link, they didn't look like very good.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing. And also I'm looking at pricing. I'm not looking at reducing the price or modifying the price. I'm looking at strategic pricing, okay? Talking about strategic pricing, remarks, other items like that. Like I said, what my team does is we specialize in homes around the market, for extended periods of time that didn't sell. I mean, I'd love to stop by and have a conversation. What works better, late morning, early afternoon, or Saturday?
Late morning.
Yeah. The reason that I say late morning, early afternoon, or Saturday is because those are the times that I work.
Okay.
So when you give somebody 3 options, what winds up happening is they take one. And I know everybody's asking, can we get more into the scripts? Can you get copies of the scripts? All this stuff. Go to my website, expiredmasteryelite.com, expiredmasteryelite.com. We're currently taking enrollees for October. Okay. So, Expired Mastery Elite, we get like so in depth on this stuff. Like you would have no idea, because we're at almost like a 6-hour class right now with everything. And we just broke it down into payments of like 5 payments of $99 a month or some cheap crap like that. So, it's Expired Mastery Elite, ELITE.com. Someone was just asking me that, but like, you were way too easy. You're too nice.
Well, I mean, I was trying to give you things to overcome, and you were just on it. You did good.
See, this isn't New York style. Rand knows what New York style is.
Well, it's the intensity, it's the passion, that's what. It's not the words of the script. They can take these all they want. What they really need to do is, and they can watch. This video will post tomorrow. They could go to this part of the video. Listen to you do that. Drag it back. Listen to you do it again. Drag it back. Listen to you do it again. Play it over and over and over and over and over 120 times. And then.
But keep in mind, I've done this for, God, I mean, I've been using this script for years.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's ingrained in me. But what people don't realize is they think like, okay, the phone call is never going to go that way. I don't remember the last time I've had a phone call like that. All right. Is that we're going to call back, and you're going to get callbacks, and you're going to, you're going to get a lot of people that don't want to sell. You just got to get a vibe on what they're doing it. But within the script that I've broken down, I have it all down to why we do everything that we do. Why do I ask for the homeowner of 123 Smith Street? Can you guess?
Well, yeah, you don't want to waste your time with someone that doesn't own it.
Have you ever asked for a dead person? I say, my name is Aaron. I'm the local realtor. The reason I say the is it brings you a power play. All right. The reason I talk fast is because I talk because I'm in New York, but they can't hang up the phone on you if you talk fast.
Yeah. Or interrupt.
There's I mean, there's a lot of different things. And then, I mean, I know what people are asking me about FSBOs. I call FSBOs too. I call old expireds. My old expired script is very simple. Should we do my old expired script?
Sure.
Hi. I'm sorry. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi. I'm looking for the owner of 123 Smith Street.
Speaking.
He's already reluctant.
All right. Well, my name is Aaron. I'm the local realtor. As you're probably aware by the onslaught of phone calls that you received over the last month that your home is off the market, did the calls die down at all?
Thank God. What are you doing here?
What am I? But you see the difference. It's a very subtle difference, and I'm going to use the same script.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so you just changed the opener?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fair. That works. And whether they have this script or a different script with the intensity and the passion, and can you comment on listening? because you're doing this script. Can you comment on listening?
He didn't get the joke.
Because when you internalize the script, it allows you to listen.
Yes, because what I'll do is once you get it, there's a difference between listening and hearing. When you listen, you're listening to what they're saying. When you're hearing, you're actually like knowing what they need. Okay. Because when I'm on the phone, I'm looking by the way that they answer, I can tell what their personality profile is. Mm-hmm. Right? Because right off the bat, you're going to know if they're either a DC, dominant, or numbers, or dominant, or what's the C stand for? I call it a numbers person. Very direct. Compliant, which I don't agree with it. But they're direct. Or you're going to know they're an IS, which is interpersonal or stable. So based on the way they answer, then I can tailor make the phone call. This is something else that we go over in Expired Mastery and Trajectory, is we can kind of tailor make that phone call towards that particular person as well, based on how they speak.
Got it. Wonderful. So let's open it up for some questions in the chat there. And I don't see any good ones yet, but they're coming up. Oh, how do you handle a seller that is already listed with another agent when calling old expireds?
You move on because that's illegal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. So you use the 4-letter word, next.
Yep. I'm so sorry. You got a great agent. All the best.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, more questions. Oh,
I lost Ren.
Ren, your sound is paused. Ren. Oh, there you go. Oh, it paused again.
There we go. I know it keeps something. There we go. I think I lost my video. Oh, it's here. It's kind of. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. And I know you said brand new FSBOs first, and then 30 to 60-day expires. Is there any reason why you don't do new expires first? He does new expires first. You have to be the first. He said you have to be the first one calling. 8 a.m. Be the first one calling. It's like a Mexican piñata. Notice the kids that don't get in there early, they don't get any good candy. Expires go fast.
It's true. No, you've got to be the first one to call. I mean, I've been calling expires now for 4 years, and it's just getting more challenging and more challenging and more challenging. It's like after I started the Facebook group and started going Facebook Live into the stuff, everybody and their mother starts calling. I don't know if I think it's all my fault.
It is your fault. It says, how do you handle it if you're not the first one calling? Okay, let's say because you call at 8 and 8:05, 8:10, you're on a roll, and then you get somebody that's already talked to 6 people. What do you?
All you do is you modify the first part again. Hi, I'm looking for the owner of 123 Smith Street. Yes, my name's Aaron. I'm sure I'm the 17th agent to call you to let you know your property came off the market, and then just go right into the script. It's just a slight modification of the same script over and over and over again.
Gotcha. Now we're getting some good questions here. Do you ever use text messaging?
Yes. The only one that I've found that works, we like I said, we get into this a lot more. We get in pretty in depth.
But hang on 1 second. I hold on. I just lost. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
I still hear you. It's just
yeah. No, my
hear you.
My speaker just went out. Hang on. Hang on.
Technical difficulties.
There we go. No, it's very simple. Are you still accepting offers on 123 Smith Street?
Okay, good. Fair enough. Now, I really like this next one because people say this, and it takes them a year or two to figure it out, and they need to get this. It says, my fault, must have misheard, LOL. Is 8 not too early? What do we know about 8 o'clock? Calling expires. What do we know about that?
The most appointments I set is between 8 and 8:15 in the morning.
And that's true with everybody that calls expires. If you're calling at 9 o'clock, you won't be doing it long.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
8 o'clock, yes. And the law says 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. You can call it 8. How is somebody going to, if you reach them on their phone at 9 o'clock, let's put it that way. If you reach them on the phone at 9 o'clock, Aaron, what would that be like compared to reaching them at 8 o'clock?
Well, here's the thing. This is what I want to say is people say, when's the best time to call? The reason is the day hasn't beat their ass yet. By people are like, why don't you call it 5? Number one, it's not the best time for me. And number two, do you want to bother somebody while they're on their way to work, or do you want to bother somebody while they're eating dinner with their family? And by 9 o'clock, they're already in their office. They don't want to be bothered because their day has begun. Typically, people start work at 9 o'clock in the morning. Between 8 and 9, they're either at home, they're brushing their teeth, they're getting the kids ready for school, they're having a cup of coffee, they're driving to work. That is a much better time to reach somebody. Not calling at 8 o'clock, that's what I consider a limiting belief, because what I will tell you is the best time to actually call is probably about 7:45. I just can't get to the house quick enough, out of the house quick enough in the morning.
Gotcha. I want somebody to say, because they're gonna have to find this out the hard way. They'll probably end up getting business in some other way. Expired FSBOs is never going to be it. Somebody's like, well, I live in a retirement community in a resort area, and people get mad if I call it 8. They're a little annoyed because it's 8, but they are really annoyed if you're number 12 that's calling. So, I mean, they've got to get over it. They've got to work through that. In a resort area, heck, half of those are absentee. You're calling them in some other state.
Yeah. And, keep in mind, like nowadays is, like I said, I realize if I don't get them within the first hour, I'm not calling them for 30 days.
I'm with you. I didn't call them for 3 weeks. If you didn't get them in that 8 to 8:15 time, and sure, a couple of people would be a little irritated. Isn't it a little early? That's so much easier to handle.
Yeah.
That's so much easier to handle.
But, I mean, if you get someone that's cranky and they're early, say, I'm so sorry for calling you so early in the morning. What my team does is we specialize in property, and you just keep going on with the script.
Yeah.
There you go. You just, yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I said, someone put in here that if you prosecute, you're not always going to be the first person. That's true.
Yeah.
That's why you utilize after, like, it depends on which market. My market isn't competitive. Like I know areas like Phoenix, Arizona, stuff like that. People are calling at like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. That's just rude. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
But,
well, also, and this is the disclaimer here. The law says 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. So that's the law.
Exactly. And but then it's like, if you're not, let me preface this. If you're not going to call within the first 2 hours, wait 30 days. That's it. If you're not going to call within the first 2 hours, wait 30 days, because then the market's going to die down a bit. Ren, wouldn't you agree with me on that a little bit?
Yeah, mine was 3 weeks. Yours was 30 days. But
yeah.
I got a couple listings because you waited that extra week. I like to pull his chain. It says, do you ever mail letters to expireds?
I do the red letter mailer.
Gotcha. What's a red letter mailer?
You probably can't read my handwriting.
There's just a few reasons your home didn't sell. Call me to go over the rest, Aaron. Oh, gotcha.
Oh, that's smart.
Oh, there we go. Good.
That's it.
But folks, that's the gravy, not the turkey. Don't think you can mail and build a business. Don't just mail and build a business.
No, that one, it takes us.
That's the gravy. That's just.
It takes. That takes us 10 minutes to do a day. Maybe we'll get one deal a quarter from doing it. So it doesn't hurt to try, because it's just, it costs. What do we send out? Maybe 3-4 a day. We send 3-4 a day at 40 cents a piece. It's $1.60. You multiply that by 30. That's $45 a month times. It's what, $500 a year to make 40 to 50 grand. I'll do that all day long.
Yeah, there you go. We're really starting to get some great questions in here. So they should add that to their repertoire, but don't make that the core.
No.
I don't want to call them. I'm just going to mail them letters.
Can you hold it up again?
And then you're living on $40,000 to $50,000 a year. I don't care where you live. That's not a lot of money. Okay, it's as an extra, it's fine. It's upside down, Aaron. If you okay, so here we've got 2 or 3 really good ones here. If you prospect 2 or 3 hours, you can't always be first. That's true. But new expireds and new FSBOs only take a few minutes. So then you're calling older expireds, then you're calling your past client sphere, calling around a listing and a sale. So we know that one. Here's one. Try this. How do you handle, I've got to talk to my wife first?
Let them talk to your wife.
I'm going to say that. I've got to talk to my wife.
Let them talk to their wife first. Here's my thing, all right? And this is what I will tell you is I like to sell the way I like to be sold, Okay. And the thing is that you have a husband and wife. They are both decision makers in this process. Okay. And if my wife set up an appointment with an insurance agent without telling me, I'm going to be a little pissed off. Okay. I want her, but my wife and I are a bit different. We got a relationship. If she thinks it's best, if I think it's best, but not everybody has that relationship. Okay. But if someone's really pushing, I need to ask my wife. Guess what? They need to ask their wife. So what I would say is I'd be like, oh, Carly, so just so I understand, you need to speak with your husband, correct?
Correct.
When do you think you'd have a chance to have a conversation with him?
Probably this evening.
This evening? Okay. Well, we have one of two options here. Number one, would you like to set a tentative appointment for us to get together?
Well, I just feel like I need to talk to him first.
Got it. And I don't push. Okay. I don't push. Or what I'll say is Carly, let's set a tentative appointment.
Okay.
Now, see, did you notice what just changed with that?
Yeah.
Did you notice what just changed? I say, let's set a tentative appointment. If they say no, I'd be like, all right, fair enough. So will you speak with your husband today? When do you think you can speak with your husband?
This evening after
work. Okay, then why don't I do this? Why don't I give you a call at some point tomorrow? What would be better, late morning or early afternoon?
Late morning.
Okay, I'll give you a call back late morning after you had an opportunity to speak with him, and we can get something on the books. In the meantime, what's the best email address for you? Blah, 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 and I send you out my information.
Okay.
That's it.
Beautiful. That's great. Let's see. What's the 30 days? What percentage of your business comes from we'll call old expireds that are, you've aged them a few months and then you call them?
Put it this way. Out of expireds that I get, I would say
old expireds.
85% come from old expireds. 85. If I could take 100 expired lists, 85% come from old because they're due to follow up.
And folks, old expireds are low rejection. If you call them 3 or 4 weeks later, they're not mad. It's a nice call. Now they're a B-level seller because if they are still off the market a month later, they didn't have to sell immediately. So you've got that's the only difference there. But so in this market, they're selling despite the fact they're a B-level seller. So it's a better call to make. So if you're newer at this, do a lot of old expireds until you get warmed up, and then work your way to the front at 8 a.m.
Exactly. So, I mean, the money comes, they say the fortune's in the follow-up. Put it this way. In a perfect world, what my goal would be for the day is to speak with to get 4 people that say, call me back within 2 hours. I call in 4 people that say, call me back, or I get 1 appointment. In my perfect world, that's what I'd like to look like. But right now, slam dunks are not as much as you would think they would be. That's what I call somebody that says, yes, come list me.
Super. Gotcha. Yeah. The fortune's in the follow-up, and that's a great point, because that's where so many people give up, and they don't organize their leads. In Vulcan7 we make it really easy as a CRM to organize your leads and call back and forward and stay in touch, and it makes it really easy. So you can put everything in there. Follow-up is the key. That's what somebody said. Well, great.
Boom.
Statement, not a question, but we'll take it as a statement. That's a good point. Well, so you call the first day the house expired, then you call 30 days later, then how often?
Whatever it syncs up in my queue at that point. Whatever queue it goes into is what I utilize.
Okay, good. Well, there have been some good points here, some solid information. Folks, this will post in about a day. Just play this in the background over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Internalize it. Or go shadow him. Fly up to Westchester.
Come visit me. Actually,
you can hear both sides of the calls with real people. You can hear what a real person says to him, what he says back. Bring a little recorder, digital recorder, lay it there, record both sides of the calls, and then play. You'll have hours of prospecting, and then listen to it over and over and over and over. And pretty soon you become that, and you get there so fast. You make this money really fast, folks. It's not rocket science. It's simple. It's not easy. Simple, not easy.
Simple, not easy.
Agreed. So, I would, like I said, I would love to get more people involved. I know I talked to Ren about this. We're doing two things: expired mastery. So expired, I know I mentioned it before. The only reason I'm pushing it is because it's an amazing product. I've put so far, we have 20 people that are in it. Everybody's taken it. We've got 50% of the course is taken an expired listing, and we've only been doing it for 3 weeks. So it's expiredmasteryelite.com, expiredmasteryelite.com. And then I missed my trajectory call today, where if you guys need accountability in scripting practice, we have a group. It's like a group. It's not group coaching. It's like group coaching accountability scripting called trajectorynow.com. You can go there. Those are just two really good things. And if anybody needs me, hit me up on Facebook. I always call when I have free time. Ren has been, I just thank you for everything. I mean, you guys have given me such a good opportunity to help out so many people. So thank you so much for having me, guys.
Oh, we love it when there's all that give back going on, because, if they get the recipe right, they can have an amazing life, It's just, I got to tell you, this last one, it's hilarious. It said, would I get a little microphone chip of you installed in my inner ear, like a monthly service? I just put it in here, a little chip, and inject it in behind their ear, and it's you. And it's a monthly service.
No, you don't want that. You don't want that. No.
They can channel Aaron Wittenstein.
Yeah. But what I'll say, guys, is that this business is not difficult. Okay, it's just doing a little bit every day, because what'll wind up happening is once you start doing this stuff over and over and over and over again, you will see results. When I came here, I moved from a brand new area. I was here for 8 months. I knew nothing. All right. I sat on the phone for 3 months for upwards of 12 hours a day. I'm not kidding. I would sit from 8 to 8 and I got nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then February, this was 2013, I took 8 listings. The new guy on the board taking 8 listings in a month. If this idiot can do it, anybody can do it. It's that simple, okay? That's all I got.
Good. And we'll just have a word from our sponsor and call it a day. Thank you so much. And at the end of his prospecting, what does he do? He should, if he doesn't. Hopefully, at the end, if he's done 4 or 5 hours of lead generation, he picks up a big spoon and has some delicious Grater's mint chocolate chip. and you can get it at the Whole Foods in La Jolla, north of you, or you can get it at Ralph's, right around the corner.
Can you send me some?
So you can buy it where you are. Just go to graters.com. And it will have a little map of Westchester, and it'll tell you where you can buy it. So enjoy.
I'm going on this right now. All right, guys.
Think about that. You've done your work. You enjoy that ice cream. That's the big why. We found the big why for a lot of people. It's the mint chocolate chip.
I'm on here right now. I want some ice cream. Oh, God. Hold on. Let's see.
At least we finally found the big why that will help them. Like, I don't feel like making calls. Mint chocolate chip. Oh, I will do it.
They have it at the Whole Foods right next to me. Score.
There we go. All right. Let's go.
Awesome.
All right, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you in 7 days. Another exciting guest. Thank you, Aaron.